If it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. So already touched this step particularly in my previous video where we discussed choosing the right customer. So if you know that the person who has approached you is not the right customer, it's better to say no for a couple of reasons. I totally understand initially it's very difficult to say no, again for many reasons. First of all, it's kind of awkward to say no to a client. Telling a client that I would not take up your case. You think that the client would think probably this person is not capable enough, or this person doesn't have what it takes to submit that particular application. That makes it even more awkward. Initially, you need more money. Telling a person that you would not submit the person's application, or that but the route the customer wants to go to is not the best for him, uh, again becomes difficult because for example, a person approached you for PR, and to tell the person that your application is not the strongest for, say, a federal skilled worker program, and you not just say no to that person, you say no to probably the X amount of fee that you would have charged otherwise, and seeing that X amount going away is difficult, right? It's even more difficult initially. Subsequently, when you are more experienced, still saying no to that X amount is not easy. But as I said, you need to understand, you need to know when to say no, and why you should be saying no. First of all, if you think a person who has approached you uh, for a particular application, you say no to the person, this basically means you are following the code of ethics, first of all, which what the book says. So if you know that the person's application would not be selected, you would not be successful, you say no to the client. This will help to build credibility. Now how would that happen? Because if you say no to a person, they would not stop, they would not generally accept what you say. They would probably go to some other consultant, get their application submitted, and most probably it would be declined. And then if somebody asks for reference from that person, who do you think is going to send the person to? You. Because you built that credibility initially, saying or being very upfront about it, telling the person that this application would not be successful, and you say no to the person. And I've seen this happening. Even the person who's got his or her application submitted through somebody else would come back to you for, again, for maybe some other option, or the person wants to know what now. So I've already got a rejection. What now? What's the other way around now? What can I do now? So what could be the options, that again is a separate thing, but saying no builds credibility. Another thing, it helps you to maintain your peace of mind. If you say no to a person, for example, you take up an application, it would be even more difficult to say or tell the person that his or her visa application got declined, and it would be more awkward than saying no to the person initially. Trust me. Or I would say, if you want to try it, go ahead, try it, and you'll find out. Telling the person, even if you did everything right, even if the person's application was good, you expected a positive decision, but a negative decision comes, and you have to tell the person that there's a negative decision. It is very awkward. It's still awkward for me. It's going to be awkward for everybody else too. We are humans, right? So we cannot just tell the person, okay, hello, yeah, your application has been declined. No, we can't do that, because we need to tell the person as if we feel the person's pain as well. That's how as a consultant we should work. So if you tell the person initially, you at least save yourself from that awkward situation that would come maybe after 2 months, 3 months, whatever the processing time is. So say no initially and save yourself that agony that you'll have to go through after 2-3 months. Another thing is, if you know that, like, this application is not the best, and more often than less, the person themselves also know that their application is not the strongest, because they generally have already been to a couple of other people and they've said no, or they just want to make sure that, or they're kind of impressed with your credentials and want to get the application submitted through you, but they've already been made aware that their application is not the strongest. So what the person will do, they will keep on bugging you, they will keep on asking you what exactly is the status of the application, and you then wait for those 2-3 months every day expecting a refusal, and thinking in your mind what exactly would be the conversation like when you tell the person that his or her application was declined. So those 2-3 months are going to be very difficult. Again, personal experience. So it's better to say no initially rather than having that awkward conversation after 2-3 months, and also losing your credibility in the process. So if everything is good, for example, you expected the visa application to be successful, you obviously can resubmit. But when you already initially knew that the application would not be successful, you still submit that, and once the negative decision comes and the person approaches you, would you be able to tell the person that yes, we can resubmit? If you can, good luck with that. But it would be difficult for you. That means whatever you went through for those 2-3 months, you would just stretch it by another 2-3 months, because same decision is going to come back. So it's better to say no initially, build credibility, and save prevent yourself from having that awkward conversation, and have that peace of mind. As I said initially, if it costs you your peace of mind, it's too expensive. By the way, I have some programs already up on my website. You can check on my website. I'll put a card somewhere up here, and you can check out my website. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, and if you know somebody who would be interested in watching this video, please share it with them. Thank you.